Hey, 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 welcome back. Welcome back to the Virgo channel. My name is Laura. If you're new to my channel, I'm going to do a general message for Virgo. Know that energy is fluid. Roles could be reversed. Interpret the message as it best resonates with you. Also know on this channel and all my channels, I like to dive deep within the reading. So I look at everything as I said, but we take a lot more time to look at those elements, the spiritual blocks and the shadows and see how they play it as karmic themes to help you understand why everything's playing out the way that it is, why a person's doing what they're doing. Because then you can, you know, I don't want to say strategize, but you're kind of you can strategize. I'm not going to lie. And the reason why is because a lot of times when you're dealing with a person that is a karmic, they trigger you and you're more likely to react from an emotional standpoint, which is will always give you sabotaging results, will always give you bad results. It's a way that you can sabotage the connection, is what I'm trying to say. So again, when you have this connection and you're dealing with a person and you don't know why they're doing what they're doing, it's very confusing. You wind up getting trauma from being with a person that doesn't know what they want, you know? So it's a way that you can avoid any negative karmic consequences. There's many reasons why I like to do shadow readings because there's many different realities that play out at one time. So understand one of those realities means that you can balance out the real connection. Well, you can balance out your own energy. You can never balance out someone else's energy unless they're willing. But many times when you're dealing with a karmic mate, we always associate those people with being just rebellious and being like, just again, someone that you're going to get a lot of trauma, like being around because they gaslight, they manipulate, they play games, they give so many mixed messages that it triggers us that we become hyper vigilant. We become, we wind up getting anxiety because the person is playing games, coming in and out, their intermittent manipulation, trying to strategize their way into getting what they want without having to give many times when you're dealing with a karmic. But every now and again, you're dealing with a karmic that is actually ready to heal. See, karma we definitely associate with pain and suffering and bad, but not all the time. Does a karmic want to be bad? Sometimes a karmic just doesn't know how to be any other way. Soul relationships give us an opportunity to change, give us an opportunity. Now, it's not about you saying, oh, I'm going to come into this person's life and change them. No, it's about a person seeing you and having that connection and that person saying, I want to be on that person's vibration, that they actually say it and they might not know the word vibration, but they would definitely know, I want my life to look like theirs. I want to be successful like they are. I want to be as popular as they are. I would like to have my life look like theirs does, you know? So that is what soul relationships do. They teach, and they teach through showing different perceptions. So again, many different realities. You could either abandon yourself or you can again show up for yourself. Two different outcomes. It's going to manifest two totally different realities. So, like I said, the readings have a therapy style to them because a lot of times we're dealing with people that the answer is not yes or no. It's like you already know that the person has feelings. You already know that they're connected to you. You don't know why it looks the way that it does. You don't know why you're dealing with that. What is the whole spiritual significance? Because it's not just that person, that there's something bigger that you're supposed to learn. All right, now Anything of any importance or relevance to the channel you can find in the description box, including the word of the video, which is always on the first card that I pull out, underlining energy that tells us again why everyone does what they do. Also, my social goat link, where I'm going to be offering $25 a month coaching, but it's group coaching and it's with oracle cards, and it's going to be really interactive, really fun, and you have opportunity to win prizes like my oracle system and books that I've written and other giveaway treats. You also get my Transforming Trauma podcast, as well as like a wealth of other people's like stuff, because this platform, Social Goats, is not like any other platform. It's a combination between Netflix, YouTube, and Mind Valley. So you have all these different types of educators on the platform. It's amazing. It's amazing because you can stream it, you can buy people's stuff. I mean, I don't know if you can buy it right on the platform, but you'll meet a lot of other entrepreneurs or spiritualists, coaches, gamers, even whatever you're looking for. There's going to be even famous people that are on this platform, doing their thing. And I just feel like, oh, and I didn't even tell you guys the best part. You can make money. You can make money. You sign up for $25 and you get a link, and then you give that link to somebody else, and you'll make money from it. It's a way to grow. And which, if you like certain things on the platform, you're going to tell your friends about it. You're going to tell, anyone that's going to benefit from it. And like I said, it's a way that you can learn and utilize the platform yourself, and a way to make money, and a way to get my coaching for only 25 bucks, because I also have a one-on-one coaching program, which is a lot more expensive, obviously. And if you sign up for that one-on-one coaching, you get a free oracle system though. So worth 65 bucks. And you get a lot of other free resources, spiritual resources. Um, why you get the workbook, I mean, the oracle system, is because it comes with the workbook, and the workbook has looks like this, and it has a lot of different exercises in it for healing shadow. And then it teaches you how to do meditation and reflection practices. You get a lot of free resources in my coaching program, because there's a lot of exercises to do. Because the coaching program is inner child healing, shadow healing, reparenting, and all the healing modalities to help you heal the effects of trauma, as well as life coaching and psychic development. So it's really an all-inclusive coaching program. So if you're serious about healing and then finding what you're supposed to do, like your soul's path, well, again, it's a good investment. It's a good investment. You're always the best investment, meaning like how you can show yourself that you love yourself is investing in yourself. That's how. And part of that is taking care of yourself, taking care of your physical health. Well, you have to take care of your spiritual health too, and that's all about integrating spiritual lessons and transmuting the negative energy. And then integration is important, but the transmutation process is equally important. And the transmutation process is just taking all that emotion from the experience that you went through. Again, when it's negative, we hold on to a lot of negative energy when we've been around somebody that's toxic and that's abusive. So the energy just doesn't dissipate. It just doesn't go away once the relationship's over. Is that we're still holding on to it because that experience hasn't been fully learned, hasn't been fully integrated. So once you learn it, you have to embody a new consciousness, and you have to take that emotional energy and channel it into purpose. Otherwise, it just, like I said, it doesn't just go away, and it'll just keep affecting your life. All right, so the word of the video is mistrust. This is the underlining energy. I'm going to pull another one to just get a different, to go a little deeper. Um, Naturalist. Well, I feel like you're in connection with somebody that, that they did create trauma for you. There's someone that when you met them, they felt like home. They felt very natural to be with. So this was a soulmate. But I feel like they created just a lot of like the trust issues within the connection. And they had that because of, not really being true to who they were, wearing a mask. I feel like you thought that this person was very stable within themselves, that you thought that, I don't want to make it sound like like you're money hungry, but that they could financially take care of themselves, that they were not connected to anyone else. I mean, this is the basic, okay? It's like, and this person wore a mask. They're not strong within themselves. So there's a part of you that doesn't trust yourself because of this person. I don't even feel like this person's in your life anymore. And it's like, no, because they excluded you. This person like never really included you in anything. So it was like maybe they like had you as don't want to say the dirty little secret, but it's like that's what it felt like because they never invited you to meet their friends, never invited you to meet their family, kind of kept it on the surface a little bit. Now that you're looking back at on it, it's not that you didn't have a little bit of a deep conversation here and there, but it's that this person was deliberately not sharing anything about themselves. They would like they'd have a conversation about something irrelevant, like them cleaning their garage or like them like cooking something, but like just keeping it very surface. So you didn't really know about their family, you didn't really know about their personal life. They gave absolutely nothing, and they expected you to give. This is what they again kept out. So excluded, kept out, wearing a mask. And part of that too is if you got close to this person, you'd see that they weren't really who they pretended to be. This person acted confident. They're not confident. A person that's confident doesn't mind being a little transparent. This person deliberately gave you nothing as a way that I feel deliberately to try to get you triggered, to try to get you mad, to try to get you to react, to try to get you to fight for your position. That's what I feel like. And you called their bluff. That's what happened. That's why I said I really feel like this person, like, yeah, they deliberately didn't give you anything. They wore a mask and just kept it real surface. And what happened is you called their bluff because the expectations of who this person, who you perceive that they were and who they truly are, the two different things, and that this person kept trying to gaslight you and gaslighting you by stonewalling you. Again, kept out, excluded. Well, again, stonewall is going long periods of time without having a conversation without giving you so little. Again, in hopes that you would get triggered to react where they wanted you to become disturbed, but you were like you detached before that happened and you waited a little bit for an apology and this person like never came and gave one is what we see. So the underlining energy is that you don't trust this person and that there's also a part of you that doesn't trust yourself because the connection was so real. It was so real. Like when a person feels comfortable, they feel like home, you expect them to, treat you nicely. They ruin the innocence, they rob the innocence of this connection because when a person feels it's like it's natural to be with them, well, you don't think that they're going to do anything to hurt you. You don't think that they could do anything to hurt you. But this person had no problem hurting you. And it's again because they were more concerned about the mask that they wear, and so this person feels that you're distant, and it's because again, they never like asked for forgiveness or anything. They treated you like a conquest and then just kind of left you alone. They made a lot of promises that were broken, like again, never followed through. And like I said, I just feel like they were looking more to like create like a tangle, like it's entanglement more than anything else, and that's what it was. Like you felt empty, so that's why you called their bluff. You were like, I'm not going to be with you because I see you're not giving me anything. You're treating me like a conquest. You're not because you're keeping it on the surface. So what is this person doing now? They're imbalanced and their self-image. So again, when we ask, hey, what are they doing now? Well, I feel like part of this person is imbalanced because their self-image is that they're so desirable that, you and this person was going to be together, that they were going to be able to, keep it on the surface and get whatever they wanted. And really, they actually thought that they were able to do that with you for whatever reason. And so now, like I said, I feel like they're imbalanced. And imbalance is when a person is like overthinking things, but how they're thinking is, well, maybe I'm not that hot or that great or that, again, their self-image is shattered because you hurt their ego, because you called their bluff, because you were like, you're not giving me anything. You're not doing anything. You're expecting me to give to you. And when I don't give to you what you want, you stonewall me. You don't talk to me for weeks on end. And then you come back and give me a little breadcrumb, and then you expect that I'm going to stick around for that. It's like, no, this person is like working a lot. That's what they're doing. They're working a lot. And I feel like there's someone that's cut off emotionally. And so they tend to be impulsive. So, because they don't really listen to their emotions. So you don't really know what they're going to do or when they're going to do it because they don't know when they're going to do something and when they're not. But it's like they let their emotions dictate too much and they're not aware of it. They suppress their emotions by overworking, right? Because part of, the self-image is that this person, you made them feel imbalanced. Again, you showed them a different version of themselves that they didn't like. So now they work, but they're still suppressing their emotion that they have for you. And so they're like have addictive behavior because that's pretty much what impulsiveness is. It's like, you know, not not fulfilling yourself organically by either embodying a hobby, a craft, an interest, a purpose, a passion, or building any type of emotional connection. No, what this person will do is they'll go out and they'll like drink or they'll overshop or they'll do something outside of themselves so that because they're imbalanced. They don't know what the problem is. They don't know what the problem is. And really, when you think about it, they don't even know why they treated you the way that they did. But if they really have to think about it, it would be because they wanted you to chase them, because they wanted, again, that self-image is that. I'm desirable. Like, I wanted you to give me, but the thing is, they never look to see how wrong that is, first of all. So this person also has problems where they were betrayed in the past with relationships. So that's part of the reason why they don't give in, but they didn't realize that what that was doing to you was that you were like, I don't trust you. You're going to betray me because you're keeping it on the surface. You don't give me anything, and then you punish me. So you actually did see it as betrayal. where I don't think that that's what this person meant to do. They got so caught up in strategizing. I'm not saying that it was right, but they're angry now, and they're angry because you called their bluff. And you're like, okay, well, I'm waiting for like an apology. And that came up here a few times. So this person had the opportunity to give you an apology a few times, chose not to. So you're holding their feet to the fire, and that's a problem for them because, again, their self-image. This person has a problem with forgiving. They almost want to be able to just come back into your life and act like nothing happened, where you're not going to let them gaslight you. It's like, and it's okay, right, that you had expectations, because the expectation really is your needs, your emotional needs. This person is more in their dark side. And so that means that they have hobbies, and their hobbies and behaviorisms are like to like feed their addiction. So they might drink a lot, do drugs, like be a womanizer, like run around with every man in town. They just create unnecessary struggles within the connection. And so that's what it was like to be in a connection with this person. Yeah, so now if you want to know, they're judging themselves and they're angry because they would really like to be able to come back into your life without you judging them and without having to apologize, but they can't. They've been trying to manipulate. That's how this person tends to do things. And there's a sense of, like, again, the paranoia of, oh, well, what now? What do you think now? You have the upper hand. So again, this person's completely in their ego, and it's because again, they feel inadequate. And what you did is you made them feel adequate. Remember, they focus a lot on their self-image. Everything is again about this person creating the illusions that are going to make this person look better. That is going to make them look as if they're the person that's really like in charge, right? But really, this person has a lot of baggage. And because they have a lot of baggage, they have addictions that they don't look at, is what I'm trying to say. So this is why for them, they just wanted to keep it on the surface. And so now I feel like this person wants to come back into your life, but they don't want to apologize. They're afraid to even have to come back and apologize, partially because, again, the self-image. But I also feel like they think that you might not even take them back, where at one point that wasn't even a thought. Who wouldn't want this person? So again, you're ruining their self-image. And so it's triggering to this person where you're like, they have too much baggage, which makes them feel inadequate. So they don't let you get close to them because they don't really have really anything to get close to. What are they creating themselves? I hid who I really am from you. Literally. That's what I'm saying. This person couldn't let you get close to them. If you would have gotten close to them, like you wouldn't have never stayed. So their way was to play a lot of games. I couldn't let you get close to me. And we know why. It's time for me to heal now. So if you want to know, like again, there's a sense that I feel like they're like, I completely ruined this connection. And I don't even know how to come back from this because I presented myself as somebody that had my life together, that someone that like could take care of themselves, someone that, you know, like I said, presented themselves better than what they are, but to like not just a little bit, like a lot. And so their way was to pretty much escape who they are. It's again because what we saw is that they only gave you breadcrumbs. They were giving breadcrumbs to a lot of other people, not really giving anything to anyone. So really, at the end of the day, they know if ever they're going to be in a relationship, they'd have to actually give something. So I think that what happened with this connection, because you called their bluff, it really like forced them to look at their life, and they don't really like what they're seeing. And mainly because part of that is, yes, they can't just come back into your life and act like nothing happened, you know. But if you want to know what they really want down deep, deep, deep inside, they have a lot of mixed feelings for you. And part of it is, again, yes, they need the healing, as I said, that if they know that the inner child, the healing the inner child needs to happen first, and that they judge this connection instead of surrender to it because it triggers them. It triggers them. They need to raise their energy. They need to, like, again, it says from a higher perspective, it's clearing energy and bringing you both closer, but they have to do that in order for the relationship to come together because it's not like they don't have love, but in clearing the old energy, this person would have to, again, do the inner child work. They'd actually have to do the healing work. And that means, also learning how to be transparent and being emotional. But when it comes down to it, really after we peel the layers, right? Layer upon layer upon layer, like where it says like this person judges the situation. But again, from a spiritual perspective, it's clearing old energy. Well, underneath it all is they feel like they don't deserve your love and they're worried that you'll actually leave them when you see who they are. So, which is why they kept you out, which is why they didn't let you in, which is why the relationship was so empty, which is why the relationship was such a struggle, because this person's not confident in who they are. So they just create illusions, but the illusion, obviously, once you would see that, you wouldn't want to be in the connection. This person is actually pushing them, like this connection is actually pushing this person to do a lot of healing. Because what we're seeing also is that they're trying to understand how their thoughts create their reality, where they're like, I know I need to stay positive, and I feel like that's a little bit of a challenge for this person, but they're wondering, are you? So again, like we're seeing this connection is making them go deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper into themselves. And so this person is afraid that you're going to meet someone else before they're ready to be with you for good. So they do want to come back. But what they know is they need healing. It's time for them to heal now. They can't come into your life the way that things were. You'd never take them back. Then gonna have to fix how they treated you. So, and that means that they need to kind of like create a life and then come back. Because what we know is that this person doesn't have a life because that's why they wouldn't let you come in close. Everything's an illusion. So it's almost like they're doing like a critique of their entire life. And what they're saying is, I don't like these people that I'm hanging around with. This is where I'm hanging out. This is where I'm spending my time. And they're judging what they do compared to you, what you do. And because they admired you, they wanted to be with you, but they didn't want to do what it takes to be with you. You just knew that that's exactly what they were doing because they weren't giving you anything and it was on the surface. You called their bluff. And what this person is seeing is like, well, they're comparing their life to yours. They like your life. And what they're saying is, you would never allow anything less because that's what you showed them. So if they come into your life, they have to have done the healing. and they have to be able to apologize. And you know that they have to come in now with more than an apology in actuality. But this person held back an apology, not once it came up, but twice. So they had opportunity to fix this and they didn't fix it. And when we say, well, why didn't they fix it before now? What was the whole reason? And it's like, again, it says that this person went through like a little bit of hardships. There was a setback. Okay, like so they might have lost their job, or again, the opportunity was over and they just felt like maybe you weren't going to ever really want to like deal with them, and that this person didn't have the resources. So they went through a hard time. They either lost their job, they lost the money, they didn't have the money to actually come into your life. So that's really why they didn't come to you, because again, the illusion was that they had money. The illusion was that they could take care of themselves. The illusion was, but they really couldn't. And they couldn't because they had gone through hard times. So they might have just gotten out of a divorce, might have just lost a job, might have been in between jobs again, or had to all of a sudden come up to pay for something that whatever it was had to take precedence over you. So it's like this person knew when you called their bluff, they wanted to come back, but they kept it unchanged for a while. And they kept it that way because, like I said, like I feel like they couldn't find out. Well, part of it was they were healing, right? So part of it was that they were, going deep into their healing, which is why they didn't come back. And another part was that they didn't have the resources to enough to be able to like actually repair the connection is what they felt. I feel like this person thought that they would have to come in and really give a ton, okay? They thought that they were going to have to give a ton in order to really be in a connection with you. And they didn't have it. So that's why they held back also. But then they still saw the connection, the emotional connection was still there. They still felt it. And so, it's almost like I feel like this person feels like they can't move on. It's like that's really what it comes down to. This person, like, is tired of strategizing, feels lost, has delayed the connection for a long time, meaning that I think that they were waiting for you to come back to them for a long time. And I just feel like they're tired. They're tired of it. They just feel the emotional connection. And it's like they want the connection. There's no other reason. They see the abundance with you. And abundance is not just about money, but can make a life, I feel like, like you and this person, like they feel would make a good team. They feel like they would, that you match their energy. And like I said, they kind of feel a little bit lost. And so I feel like when you took your energy away, that's what happened. You disconnected from them, you took your energy away from them. And so they feel lost because you called their bluff. And I feel like during that time, they actually got respect from you, because you were like, I'm not going to be in a connection that you give me nothing in hopes that you eventually give me something. Like this person's used to being able to get away with stuff like that. It's like you didn't do any of that. But the real thing is that when they had the opportunity to apologize, they didn't apologize. So again, we look at your inner child wounds to see, why did you attract this person into your life? You're a mirror of who and what comes into your life. And so Spirit says, well, the first card out is neglect. laughter, rage, overwhelmed, suppressed, self-sabotage, disassociation. Wow. Well, when we look at the inner child wounds, we can actually see why, like this person was actually on a lower vibration than you, why you attracted that person into your life. Because when you were growing up, you didn't get the love that you needed. You were neglected. And it felt like, and it was traumatic. And it was traumatic because what we have here is disassociation. And that only happens when there's severe trauma. And so, severe trauma here, where how you dealt with it though was with rage, like where like your happiness, your laughter was like robbed because you were always overwhelmed. And that happens from when you're with a parent that's narcissistic. And I say that because, again, look at this suppression. So, again, being around a parent that tries to keep you down suppresses you and suppresses your gifts, suppresses your identity. So, you were taught to like kind of reject yourself. And when you're taught to like reject yourself and you try to live by other people's ways or rules, what happens is that it becomes very overwhelming because you're not coming from your true self. You're coming from an illusion of, what someone else wants you to be. You're trying to embody that perception, but that's not really who you are. It's a perception. So it made you angry because it's like, again, you don't get good results. And it's also like makes you angry when you're around people that are supposed to love you unconditionally that are like suppressing you and telling you not to be. So we can see the anger. And also, if you didn't do it and you didn't listen to exactly what they wanted you to do, well, going to neglect you. And not just neglect you, but it's going to be very overwhelming for you because you needed to rely on your family, the same people that were suppressing you. So what happened is that you disassociated to deal with it because when we're in an environment with people that are treating us badly, whether that's emotionally, psychologically, physically, but what we see here is emotionally and psychologically, then what happens is in order to deal with it, we detach. It's like we're no longer present. We're in daydream land. We've escaped because we don't know how to, we can't get away. We are dependent on, again, those parents, those people that are suppressing us, telling us that we need to be someone else to, you know, to like, and really not live our truth. And so what happens is that over time, we believe that we're not deserving of it because we were in an environment that continually pretty much told us that we weren't deserving of it. So what happens is you wind up getting self-sabotaging behaviorisms. So what Spirit says is, yes, so this person came back into your life and they didn't give you anything. And they didn't give you anything and it was traumatic to you because again, this person felt like home. This person like, you know, represents a soulmate, but a deep soulmate, like is what you felt. And here it is, they're giving you breadcrumbs, they're giving you nothing. And, instead of apologizing to you, they stay away. And then they have another opportunity to apologize and they continue to stay away because now it's all about, oh, I'm embarrassed of how I treated you. Like they feel bad about the way that they treated you. But it's again, they stayed away because they couldn't really fix it because they didn't have enough to fix it. They felt like they messed up so bad that in order to fix it, like it would have required like who knows, maybe dinner every night, maybe a new house, maybe like they'd have to give you an engagement ring. That it would have been something, it's something so big that before this particular time, they just didn't have it. But it's about you being able to also forgive this person if that's what you want to do. And I don't know if that's what you want to do because, like I said, there's a part of this person that did hurt you, did detach and did disassociate. We'll look and we'll see. It's a collective reading, so everybody tends to do their own thing when it's collective, right? It's like it's not a one size fits all. But in this story, what we see is we see, well, but the person in this story is like you're my true love and my heart and my soul. So again, you could feel like, well, I really have feelings for this person. I really have so much caring for this person that I want to take this person back because I have such deep feelings for them. And then Spirit says, well, and you got to look out for certain things, because this person like with healing, and that's, you know, you're gonna have to like confront this person over like how they treated you. Like I feel like otherwise they're not going to really say anything to you. And I feel like don't let this person consume you, is what Spirit's saying. And when that means is like make it all about them as soon as they come back into your life. It's like this person can go from one extreme to another, and that's because they're really imbalanced, and they're imbalanced because of them, not because of you. They treated you bad because of the past relationship. They're still in a way like tend to enjoy to try to manipulate the connection instead of come into the connection the proper way. And so what is that um they would really they do want to come in and repair it. So like, and if they are the love of your life, you're going to let them come in and repair it, but you have to have boundaries. You can't just let this person come back into your life, because remember, self-sabotage also comes from being around people that clearly have already shown you who they are, and they don't know who, like, how to treat you. They show you who they are, but they're gonna act like they don't know who they are. And it's so, like I said, they've already created that trauma from you. I don't feel that this person, like, that because they're manipulative, that we can see how like they would have overwhelmed you. But it's like at the end of the day, I feel like it did bring you back to this same energy, the childhood wounds that you grew up with. But you avoided self-sabotaging behavior, is what I'm trying to get at. This person couldn't really overwhelm you. That's not really, it's like what happened is it's, if anything, it pushed you into brighter horizons. Like you began to say, "Oh, well, I don't really see myself with you. I envision a future that's filled with potential and opportunities." Like you were seeing your life differently, started to focus more on your own soul's calling, like listening to your own soul, and like again aligning your actions with your values because you want to connect with someone more on that level, which is PS why this person is evaluating their life, by the way, and getting certain people out of their life and not hanging out at certain places. And they're trying to heal right now because here it is. It's like you chose your peace over them, and that's what this person, this person sees. It's like where like you have boundless energy, like you're harnessing your vitality to fuel your journey, like where I just feel like you cleared spiritual blocks. That's how you get boundless energy because those spiritual blocks we hold within our body and it affects our endocrine system. And the number one um, endocrine gland that it really affects is the adrenals. And so, again, you have more energy because you're like, listen, I called your bluff, I got rid of you. So you're not even in a place of thinking about this person. When they come back, you're open to them because you do have love for them. But however, you called their bluff. So I feel like because of the way that you are, makes this person comfortable to actually come back to you. But they're also looking at your life and they're saying, well, I like the way that your life looks. It's like I want my life to look like yours. I want to step into a better version of myself. And that's huge for this person. So they're going to come back, like Spirit doesn't say the exact time, but it's divine time because they're working on themselves. So you may be like, well, I don't really feel um, like anything's happening in my life. And Spirit says everything's happening in your life in divine time, especially if this person comes back in your life during divine time. It's like you're on already on your healing journey. This person will come back into your journey to help assist you, is what really what Spirit's saying. But right now, it's about you going into the unknown. It's about taking bold action and understand that you may not feel like you're on the right track, but you are. It just happens to be the road less traveled. So, that's really what Spirit says. And it's not just about what you've done within your life, Spirit saying, look at how far you've come. Like, acknowledge what you've already been through. It's about learning how to love yourself, really, is what Spirit's saying, is not so much about anything else. It's about that because you're moving into infinite possibilities when you are on your path and you are on the road less traveled. Understand that. That's Spirit saying it's like you're making that happen and you meet people and situations along the way, but the whole point is to like go beyond the illusions of who you perceived that you were, what you perceived, really all to help you transform. It's all about transformation. Really, that's what Spirit's saying. It's like you actually helped this person transform, but they actually also helped you transform because the shock and the pain, again, that happened once this person did what they did, it pushed you onto your path. It just happened to be the road less traveled. And it's because you wound up listening to your own soul at that time. You were like, you disconnected. And really, that's what it is. And because you're saying, well, I'm looking into my future now. And really, Spirit says that's what you needed to be doing anyway, to be looking into your future. This person didn't earn their spot. Yeah, it hurt you because you saw what's there, that unconditional love, but they weren't ready to give you that at that time. So again, yes, they were not going to be honest about it, but nevertheless, it's like you were smart enough to see that this person really wasn't like giving you anything. What, like baggage, their dark side, like, you know your needs weren't being met. It was all about them gaslighting you. Like they weren't giving you anything. So you were like, I'm not going to stay here for that. And so we have to say, well, let's ask something else. Why is this person coming back to you all of a sudden when they didn't want to be with you at all? It's like, what made them all of a sudden come back to you? This is two decks of cards. We're going to take just this deck to look and to say like what make them come back to you, what is the whole point. um I feel like because you feel like home, you feel like home, you feel like home, and for a long time. I feel like you, even regardless of how they treated you, like you have always been like their secret crush. And it was just never the right time because we pulled divine timing again so that this actually happened. So it's just like they just have had feelings for you for a long time, and you feel like home for a long time. And when we ask again, like any other reason, we pull from a different deck to be like just in the middle of pull, and we'll see what comes out. Success. It's like almost like that what this person feels like. Again, everything is coming together in divine timing. Again, says it again here. And then for romance, it's just that this person is coming back. It's like looking back, review the past. So it's like the when they look back, it's like I feel like what they saw is that they could really be with you, that they've always had this feelings for you, and they just kind of feel like what we see here a few times is divine timing. So I feel like because you feel like home to them, it's almost like they just feel like they don't really 100% know. They just know that you always felt like home. You always, and really, like, it's like just happens to be when they awaken to the fact that you're their person and that they can't really live without you. And I think it's just because, you know, they didn't know what life would be like until you actually walked away. I mean, that's really what we see because it made them change. And that's what soul relationships do. Sometimes, if the person is ready to evolve into a higher state of consciousness, that's what they do. So, Spirit leaves us off with one more, which is the path to light, which everything that's placed on your path is bringing you back to light, which is God, which is that the energy of the universe, which is unconditional love. So Spirit says, make the conscious choice to move towards the light one step at a time. Transform your weaknesses into strength by mastering your thoughts, overcome obstacles with positivity and acceptance, and develop your gifts and extend your light to every being unconditionally. So I believe that this connection is here to help you evolve and heal and bring you back to light. And that might just be by seeing that this person actually is coming back and apologizing and going to show you a different version of themselves. And just that alone is very healing because you get to see a different version. You know, you called their bluff. They're coming back. They're apologizing. This person didn't want to apologize. They had opportunity after opportunity, and now they really are going to have to surrender their ego. But you know that they really are serious if that's what they're doing. So I'm going to leave that there. You let me know how you resonated with this one, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.